Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Create Brevity. I'm your host, eDirector. Just a quick reminder, we do have an amazing blog with more manifesting tips, and we do offer one-on-one coaching. So please check out our website at www.createbrevity.com. We'd love to hear from you and help you guys out. So today, for our podcast episode, we're going to be discussing how to deal with disappointment when manifesting, how to deal with those negative emotions that come up. So first things first, is this normal? And the answer is yes. The reason why it's normal is because we're human beings and we have been trained since birth to notice our 3D world and to take our cues from other people and to basically ignore a lot of times what we think of something naturally in favor of what is quote-unquote real and what is quote-unquote actually happening. And we get a lot of that from our parents, from our peers. You know, sometimes you have to understand when people tell you to get real or realistic or whatever, sometimes it has negative connotations, right? But most of the time they're just trying to protect you, you know? They want you to be safe. That's the thing that we want all the people that we love in our life to be, which is safe. And when your parents are doing this a lot of the times, it's because they've experienced a lot of disappointment and potentially heartache, and they don't want to see that happen to you. So they think the best way to do that is for you to quote unquote, get with the program, right? Get with, your reality, right? Listen to your peers. But whenever you watch, and we've talked about this when I've used certain movies or certain TV shows and the like as examples, you have to understand that, the theme of all of those things is like, listen to who you are, listen to your inner voice. And the thing is that the reason why that works and that's so important, and that is so similar with a lot of the tenets of conscious manifesting, is because that is basically what we're doing when we're manifesting, is we're ignoring our reality in favor of what our heart is telling us, right? We're not only using the left side of our brain, okay? Because you have to understand that noticing your reality is okay, and making peace with the fact that you're going to notice it will take a lot of pressure off of you. But you also have to understand that being a conscious creator, that in and of itself is sort of a new identity that you're tackling on, unless you've been doing this for a very long time. So if you've just started this and you're wondering why it's not like amazing and natural, it's because you're learning. Right? And what you have to really get in there, okay, is that this is an identity that you're taking on, a new identity of yourself, new belief systems, okay? And you're going to have to choose to keep believing in them. You're going to have to choose to keep being that person. Sometimes you will not feel like that person. And then, of course, we have some other podcast episodes about that, and some great articles on the blog about how to deal with your emotions and your feelings, because they're going to come up, okay? And, you can't wish them away. You're going to have to kind of release it. That's that resistance. Sometimes that'll come up. But regardless of whatever circumstances are coming up, or what, quote unquote, the real world is telling you, your inner world is the most important thing, okay? You have to have, faith in yourself. You're really betting on yourself when you're a conscious creator. And I can't stress that clearly enough. You are not betting on a specific person coming back to you. You're not betting on, getting a specific person, okay, necessarily. You're not betting on the money coming to you, okay? What you're betting on is yourself and your ability, okay, to already have that thing. Okay? Because when you are a conscious creator, and when you're fully in that identity, and when you're choosing that, and you're choosing to have faith in that, what you are living, okay? And how you're living your life is different than everybody else. Because while everyone else, maybe they have a reaction to the stock market failing, okay? And I'm not saying that you need to be completely, just delusional about it. You can make moves. You can listen to your intuition, okay, when it tells you that something is going to happen, or that, I think I want to put my money in a different stock, okay? Or I want to move my money from completely, sort of wild out there stuff. Maybe you were investing in cryptocurrency and now you want to go into real estate, okay? Your intuition is a powerful force and it can tell you those things. And also your intuition might tell you, hey, you need help. So let's get a stockbroker. Okay, let's get someone to counsel us on this so that we're not just like out here flailing. That's also your intuition, right? So no one at this channel, and I don't think most coaches are telling you to be delusional, at least if they are, I don't think they mean to, hopefully not. But what you have to understand is there's a difference between delusion and faith in that moment, okay? If you have a strong belief, okay, that, I really like this company. It fits kind of where I want to be, okay? It fits, they make products that I like, okay? So it went down this week. It's okay. You know what? I've made peace with that, and, I'm only going to put in a certain amount of money. That's what I told myself, and I'm not going to sell it. Even though people are panicking and they're freaking out, I'm going to keep it for a while. I'm going to let it ride, okay? In fact, I might even forget that I have it here, and I'll come back to it, when it comes back to my attention, okay? That is having faith, okay? That's looking at the situation, at reality for what it is, okay? Understanding that it's not going your way, but you're not giving up on yourself. See, the thing is, it has nothing to do with the stock market indicators going up and down. What you're betting on is the feeling that you got, the intuition you received, the emotion that you felt, right, when you researched this company, the ease that you felt. You're betting on your ability, on you, okay? Not the company necessarily itself, and definitely not, the stock market indicators around you. You bet on you in that moment, and you're choosing to have faith in that experience, okay? And the reason why that works, okay, is because you are saying to yourself, you know what, I'm okay with either outcome. The experience of betting on myself is worth, okay, it going down a little bit, okay? And I've made peace with that, okay? And if it goes up and my faith is rewarded in that way, that's also awesome. So both things are great. So you can make peace with it, okay? Now, this isn't always easy in the moment, right? Because, of course, we're caught up in the circumstances. It's very easy to be that way. But that's where it's sort of that practice comes in. When you feel the panic and the anxiety starting to rise up your throat, for me, it's always something that comes up my throat. And I can feel it almost like clawing at my neck to try to get out. I feel the tension in my shoulder blades, okay? And that's when I start to see the circumstances. I wonder what I'm doing. Is what I'm doing correct? That icky feeling, okay? You have to practice letting go in that moment, okay? And how you practice it is by deciding in that moment to once again choose the identity of someone who has faith in themselves, someone who believes that they are the conscious manifester that they want to be. You're already there, okay? People call it living in the end, right? Neville Goddard called it living in the end, okay? Someone who already has the thing that they want, okay, is not worried about timing, okay? They're not worried about, what if I'm wrong for choosing this? They already have it in their hand, okay? It doesn't matter if the 3D world is telling you that you don't have it in your hand. In your head, in your heart, you believe that you are the identity of someone who already has something, who has the capability of getting that thing, okay? I have a lot of questions from people about love. They really want a specific kind of love, romantic or otherwise. And they're so upset when they notice the fact that it's not there. Something will come up. Maybe they'll be in the park, okay, or they'll be at a restaurant, and they're noticing that they're not with the person that they love and everyone else is, for example, okay? So in that moment, you can be incredibly hard on yourself, okay? You can be really, really, really hard on yourself. That bile feeling can start to rise up your throat, Maybe I've talked to some people and their hands get really, really numb. Their feet get kind of tingly. That's that anxiety, okay? Their mouth dries up, maybe. Okay, their heart starts palpitating. And they're wondering, what am I doing in this restaurant? Why am I doing this? All kinds of questions like that come up. And the thing is, if you lean into that identity, okay, if you let the 3D tell you who you are, okay, then that's what you're going to get, is more and more people telling you a certain thing, you listening, you believing in it, and you buying into that feeling of not having the thing that you want, okay? Now, compare that to someone who maybe notices that 3D, but they're fully in the identity of choice, of their own free will, okay? And they're saying, you know what? I'm not going to let this reality victimize me, okay? Maybe the thing that I want or the person that I want, that perfect relationship that I want is not right here at the moment. But you know what? I'm looking within, okay? And I've chosen to be an action-based conscious creator. I'm not a victim. I can choose the reality that I want. I can be whoever I want, right? And in this moment, the person I want to be is someone who's enjoying their dinner in this nice restaurant, someone who's in the park, okay, on a beautiful day, okay, someone who already has the person that they want. And having the thing that you want is not always elation and joy. A lot of times it's just very normal, right? It's being able to call someone whenever you want and they pick up the phone, or text them whenever you want and they're going to answer you back, okay? But that knowing, okay, that is where you want to be, in that state of having it. All the rest of it, okay, all the things that we teach you about techniques and different ways you can feel this, those are all just to get you right there into that identity, to help shift you back. But ultimately, the techniques, no matter how great they are, they're not you choosing. That's why it's up to you, because you got to make a choice. And all these circumstances will come up, okay? In fact, I bet you someone listening to this podcast right now is probably going to email me and say, but I wasn't in a restaurant, but I was actually at a state fair, okay? Or I was in an amusement park and I noticed it. Does that make it different from when someone who's at a restaurant and they notice it? And the answer is no. And the fact that you're picking those things and you're wanting me to give you 100% guarantees and physical certainty, that means that you are already out of the identity of someone who has it. Because someone who has it would listen to this, they might find some positive affirmations out of it. They might, it might boost them a little bit, but deep down inside, they're okay, right? And like I said, even people that know they have it, they can get triggered, but they just hop right back in, okay? And that's the difference, because when you choose, you've chosen, okay? Yes, something will pop up and it'll make you notice it. Absolutely, you're a human being. Just choose again. You can always pick. That's what free will means. That's what being a creator means. When something pops up, you can choose something else, and vice versa, okay? So that's what I want you guys to keep in mind whenever you deal with disappointment when you're manifesting, okay? When you start to notice the disappointments and the hurts and they're all piling up and they're changing your emotions and how you feel about something, okay? That's when it's an indicator to you, I this circumstance, okay, this thing that's happening right now, this thing I'm noticing, it's telling me that I am not choosing to be the person that I want to be. And I can change that. So thank you so much to whatever is happening to me in this moment, to the rejection of the promotion, to the hell, to, missing my bus or missing my Uber this morning that made me late. You know what? Thank you, because me freaking out about that showed me that I'm not 100% in the identity of the person I want to be. And I'm going to choose right now to hop back into that. So I appreciate it. Okay, thanks for reminding me of that. And I'm going to go about the rest of my day, okay? Because that thing that happened with the Uber, the bus, okay, with the promotion, with the lottery, whatever is happening in your life, that's in the past, okay? But right now, as I'm listening to this podcast, okay, or as I'm thinking about this podcast, I can pick something better for me. And that's what I'm going to do, okay? So I want you guys to keep that in mind, when you deal with that disappointment. Remember, we have free will, okay? We have the incredible opportunity to always choose for ourselves. And it's something not to be taken for granted, okay? You're not a victim. You're really not, okay? And I can't guarantee for you, right, that everything's going to work out for you all of the time, okay? Because no one can guarantee that for you, right? We live in a world of black and white, okay? It's a world of a balance. So when there's good things, sometimes there's bad. The only thing that you can bet on in that situation is yourself, okay? And how you mentally and emotionally deal with it, okay? Remember, your emotions and your feelings about certain situations, they're there to guide you. They're your friends. Don't fight them, okay? If you get that tight feeling in your chest, like I said, for me, it's always this feeling that's coming up my throat. I can feel like a tightness in my shoulder blades, almost like my body's getting smaller feeling, okay? That feeling, it's your friend. You embrace it, you listen to what it's trying to tell you, and you let it go, okay? It's a message. Your body, your unconscious is trying to tell you something, okay? And if you listen to it, and you can kind of understand what it's trying to say, you can let it go. And trust me, you are not alone in feeling disappointment sometimes. And you're not alone in noticing your circumstances. Everyone does. We're human beings. It's not the noticing that's the problem. It's the response. Okay? And people will ask me all the time, well, I've been good for 6 weeks. Why hasn't the money come in? Why hasn't my SP come in? Okay? And my response to them is the same. Why does it matter if you already have it? If the money's already yours and the SP's already yours, then what's going on? Why is it so important to you that you have to have it and you have to have the SP or the money right now? Okay? And a lot of times with money situations, some of it is a need-based thing. Money is important, okay? But a lot of times it's, well, I would like to buy this car, or I'd like to buy this house. And there, by the way, is nothing wrong with wanting to buy a house and a car. That's absolutely wonderful, okay? But is the house and the car right now for validation purposes? Why do you have this weird anxiety and this fear that you think you're not going to get the house and the car, okay? That you have to have it right now to prove, okay, that you can get the house and the car. Why is that? Same thing with the SPs. Why do you have to have it right now? What's going on? Okay? What happened? What have you noticed? Okay? What is it telling you about yourself? And that's the most important thing. Because guys, even if you get the money and the SP, if you don't feel comfortable with yourself, okay, then it doesn't matter. Remember, conscious manifesting, okay, is about you. It's about you not being a victim, and it's about you enjoying your life, okay? Freeing yourself from being a victim is about you becoming a happier, healthier person. And that's the most important thing, okay? It's not the money. It's not the SP, right? It's not the house or the car or the lottery. It's you respecting yourself, loving yourself, okay? That is the most important thing. That's how we get joy out of life. That's how we enjoy the things that we manifest, okay? Honestly, I know that sounds hard to believe when you're thinking, oh, if I just got that thing, I'd be so much happier. I know. But I'm telling you, the thing is, you decide to be happy. You take every single situation and every single moment, and you can make the best out of it, and you can be in that moment and really, really decide who you are, okay? A person who is happy, healthy, whole, who has the things that they want. Or, like I said, you can choose not to be. And a lot of times I'll get people and they'll ask me, how come it's so easy for everyone else and it's not easy for me? Why do I have to do all of this? And no one else has to. Why is that? And the truth is, we have no idea what those people are going through. We are only in our head. We don't know what the person at work, okay, who seems like they have an amazing life on Instagram is actually doing with their time, okay? We don't know. You have no idea what your cousin, okay, or your brother or your sister is actually thinking. I mean, it seems like everything's going really well, okay, for them, but who knows? They could be trapped in a world of pain. Not that we're wishing that on anyone, but that's the truth. You would be very surprised how good people are, okay, at concealing their unhappiness. And you'd also be surprised when a lot of my clients, a lot of the people that I talk to, they have a real disconnect with how they feel about themselves and how people perceive them, okay? I have one client who perceives herself as being very timid, but everyone in the world, okay, thinks of her as being extremely assertive, okay? I have another client who he thinks of himself as being very, very stern, but everyone else around him thinks that he is probably one of the most jovial and charming people that they've ever met. And it's this weird disconnect, and we can sometimes have that because that's how important our perception of ourself is, right? These people, they're getting validated and they don't even know it. And it's the same thing. Anytime you try to look out at other people's lives, okay, always remind yourself of that. We don't know what they're thinking, okay, and we're not putting stories, positive or negative, on these people, okay? You're just observing them. Try to be neutral, right? Try to get to that place of calm when it comes to other people, right? Because to a certain extent, yes, you're projecting a certain reality that they're forming and they're kind of bending to, but these are also sentient people that have their own manifesting abilities, right? And you're kind of fitting into their reality the way they think of it. So you think of your coworker at work being a very, very capable person, has everything together, but if in their head, in their reality, they're failing at life, okay, anything that you say or any compliment that you give, they're twisting around in their mind. And vice versa. You think that they're projecting an air of confidence and someone who is almost too good at work, right? But you're projecting that in relation to yourself because you're saying, I'm bad in relation to this person. And that's how your realities are buttressing each other, okay? So you have to always remember that. So don't be too hard on yourself, okay, about it. Give yourself the room to question, okay, to be scared, to have anxiety. It's okay. You're a human. But always know that the more you lean into that, you're choosing the identity of someone who is anxious and scared and feels that lack, okay, and that tightness in their body, okay? So give yourself time to question it, but always know that in the questioning, you have the ability to jump out and be the person that you know that you are. If you're not listening to this podcast, I know you know it, okay? That you're a conscious creator. You're not a victim. You have free will and you can always choose, okay? And you can choose to be the person that has it, always. okay? And the more you keep choosing it and the more you keep choosing it, the easier it gets, okay? That lag time, the faster it goes away, okay? But I'm telling you, before you know it, because you're going to be so busy being an amazing person, so busy being in your free will and freeing yourself of victimhood, you're not going to notice it, but there your SP will be. There the money will be. Don't spend your time looking for it, okay? Spend your time with yourself. Enjoy who you are and what you've worked for and what you've accomplished, okay? And your manifestations, they'll just be there. That's the best way I can describe it for you. We can't really explain timing, okay? Trying to find the science of timing is, good luck with that. It's something that I still don't really fully understand. I think it has a lot to do, honestly, though, with clearing your emotions, with making peace with yourself and who you are, okay? And I think it's honestly that a lot of times we're so in our heads, we're so hard on ourselves that we don't see the bridge of incidents. We don't see how we get our manifestation until afterwards. So, thank you for spending time with me today and listening to this. Remember, you always have choice, okay? We deal with disappointed manifesting by being kind to ourselves and by deciding who we are. All right. Love and light, guys. Thanks so much for listening.